friends, and thanks for joining me again, especially after this weekend's bonus videos. I'm glad you're not sick of me yet. But it's Tuesday, so of course it's Quick Tip Tuesday day, and I would like to share with you my recipe for a homemade dusting spray. My homemade dusting spray is going to be very comparable to the stuff that you can get at the store, in that it'll still repel dust and, you know, it'll kill dust mites and all those other things. And, you know, I'll explain the purposes for the ingredients as I go through the list. It's really super easy to make, and so it's also very inexpensive. So the first thing you're going to want to need, or you're going to need, is a 4 or 6 ounce spray bottle. Very inexpensive. I think these are around $1. And so you just take the cap off, and then the first thing we're going to be adding to this bottle is half of a teaspoon of olive oil. The purpose for the olive oil is actually help to repel the dust. It has like a slippery texture, not oily in this recipe. When you go to use it, it's not going to feel oily on the surface, but it's just slippery enough that, you know, cat hair and other dust and stuff like that isn't going to want to settle on the areas. So it can actually help make it to where you dust less often, which of course, dusting isn't anyone's favorite chore, so this is of course a bonus. The next thing you're going to want to add is 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Vinegar is going to help, actually it has 2 purposes. It helps to kill the dust mites. Dust mites are little microscopic organisms that live inside of the dust, and they're an extremely common allergen. A lot of people who have problems with dusting, it's because of the dust mites in the dust. So adding the vinegar is going to help to alleviate that problem for those people, and it is also going to help leave a nice streak-free shine. So yeah, that's the purpose for the vinegar. And then the next thing you're going to want to add is half of a cup of water. Makes the whole thing go further, and it also helps to get the dust wet so that it contains it, rather than like a feather duster or whatnot. It just kind of spreads the dust around, and then it gets into the air, and then it just resettles on the surfaces. This is actually going to help to contain and remove the dust so that, again, we don't have to do it as often. And then the next thing we add is 2 drops of dish detergent. Notice I didn't say soap, and it's because soap and vinegar, like a real soap, doesn't mix well with vinegar. Vinegar causes the soap to no longer be soap. It causes it to unsaponify, and it turns it back into the oil and lye that it was before it was changed into soap. So again, you know, sorry, I don't mean to go off on a trail there, but anyway, if you just use 2 drops of a dish detergent, not a real soap, this is going to help to break the surface tension of this recipe, the water, and then it's going to cause the oil and the water to mix, and so that's why we want it. We want it as an emulsifier, so the soap is going to be helpful to make sure that that doesn't separate while you're using it. Now, so the next ingredient, the last ingredient, is 5 drops of essential oil, and the oil that I prefer to use is lemon, and there's several reasons for that. The first one is because that's what's most common in the furniture polishes there is available today, and so it's going to be very similar. When people go to use it, they're going to think they're using like a normal commercial version. And then the second reason is because the lemon essential oil also helps to kill the dust mites, so that is definitely beneficial. You know, we don't want to have all those weird bugs in our you know, house, so we want to help kill those. And so yeah, and it also has a really nice invigorating scent. So when you're going around and doing what would normally be a fairly mundane chore, you know, it definitely helps to, you know, keep me feeling peppy and want to keep going anyway. The essential oil also gets on my hands when I'm going to do the dusting, and so, you know, it helps to kill any dust mites and other things that I would get on me, so that's helpful also. So yeah, that's as easy as it is. You just add all of that into the water bottle, or the spray bottle, shake it up, and then you just spray it on a rag or whatever, and then you go and wipe whatever surfaces it is that you're going to be using. It's super simple, super easy to use. If most of the dusting that you're doing is wood furniture, like real wood finished furniture, what I would do is just double the amount of olive oil in this recipe and make it just a full teaspoon, and then it's going to help moisturize that wood and help keep it from splitting or cracking, or it can even help remove water rings and things like that. And so in order to take this dusting spray and turn it into an actual furniture polish, that's what I would do. You know, just double that olive oil, and then it becomes a furniture polish. I wouldn't use the higher oil version for most of the dusting that I have around. I do, you know, the tops of doors and, you know, metal candle holders and things like that, and that's just a little too much oil in my opinion for that type of, you know, dusting. But when I go to use it for real wood, you know, the higher oil does help. Or, you know, even just the dusting spray as it is good for the wood furniture as well. So, you know, it's totally up to you. So it's super easy to use and very effective. Okay friends, well thanks for joining me. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'm Frugal Green Girl, and we'll see you next time. Bye.